The more we scroll, the more disconnected we feel. But is it just in our heads, or are social platforms engineered to leave us craving something real? We open our phones, tap through endless stories, DM friends across the globe, and yet, the more we connect, the more disconnected we feel. It's strange, right? Social media promises togetherness, but somehow leaves us empty. Is it just us, or is the design of the internet itself causing a spiritual rift? In this video, we'll explore whether online connection is truly connecting us, or if it's creating an illusion that leaves us craving something more. Think back to the early days of social media, Facebook, MySpace, even Instagram's humble beginnings. At first, these platforms felt like a revolution. We could reconnect with old friends, meet new people, and share pieces of our lives in ways never possible before. But over time, something shifted. Social media stopped being about genuine connection and became a performance, a space where we curate only the best parts of our lives and consume idealized versions of others. And here's the tricky part. When our feeds are filled with snapshots of vacations, celebrations, and accomplishments, it can start to feel like everyone else's life is more exciting, more meaningful than our own. But what we're really seeing are the highlight reels, not the messy, imperfect reality of human connection. In a way, these platforms present a distorted mirror, a reflection that feels real but lacks depth, making us crave more interaction but leaving us less fulfilled every time we log off. Here's where it gets interesting. Psychologists have found that virtual interactions can trigger the same emotional responses as real-world connections, at least on the surface. Each like, comment, or message activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, the feel-good chemical. But the problem? These rewards are fleeting. Unlike a meaningful conversation or in-person interaction, the satisfaction we get from online engagement fades quickly, leaving us wanting more. This sets off a cycle of endless scrolling, searching for that next digital hit. We engage with people more than ever before, but much of it lacks emotional depth. Quick interactions that mimic connection but rarely offer genuine intimacy. Over time, this can lead to what experts call social snacking. We're consuming tiny bits of interaction, but just like with junk food, it never really fills us up. As a result, we find ourselves surrounded by people online, but with a gnawing sense of loneliness that lingers long after we close the app. Now, let's talk about the invisible force shaping our online experience: algorithms. Social media platforms are driven by algorithms designed to maximize engagement, not emotional well-being. They study your behavior, what you like, share, comment on, and then flood your feed with content they think will keep you hooked. But here's the kicker. Algorithms prioritize what's engaging, not what's meaningful. Controversial posts, polarizing opinions, and emotionally charged content spread faster because they generate more interaction. This constant exposure to high-intensity content can leave us emotionally drained and spiritually disconnected. We aren't just scrolling through our feeds, we're being fed a steady stream of noise, loud, chaotic, and designed to keep us wanting more. The result? We feel more anxious, more reactive, and more disconnected from ourselves and others. Even when we find meaningful content, it's buried beneath an avalanche of distractions, leaving us spiritually malnourished. At its core, spirituality is about connection. Whether it's to oneself, to others, or to something greater, it's about presence, awareness, and meaning. But here's the paradox. In the digital world, presence becomes fragmented. Notifications pull us away from the moment. We jump between conversations, posts, and videos, never fully immersing ourselves in any of them. Real spiritual connection requires stillness, a chance to reflect, to be present with our thoughts, emotions, and the people around us. But in the online world, we're always moving, always consuming. This creates a mental clutter that makes it difficult to connect with anything deeply, whether it's a person, a thought, or a higher purpose. Digital interactions give us the illusion of connection, but without the space for reflection, they often leave us spiritually ungrounded. It's like trying to fill a well with drops of water. No matter how many drops you add, it never feels full. And yet, we keep going back to our phones, hoping that the next notification or message will finally quench our thirst for meaning. So, where does that leave us? We live in a paradox, connected to thousands of people, but often spiritually alone. The illusion of online connection promises fulfillment, but more often than not, it leaves us feeling empty. Algorithms encourage engagement, but bury meaning beneath a pile of viral trends and distractions. Bots, likes, and fleeting interactions create noise, but not connection. But it doesn't have to be this way. The first step is awareness, understanding that the systems we engage with are designed to keep us scrolling, not to nurture our spirit. The second step, intention, choosing when, how, and why we engage online. It means creating boundaries, disconnecting when necessary, and making time for moments of stillness. It's about seeking out meaningful conversations, offline or online, and resisting the urge to chase shallow connections. We don't need to abandon the internet to reclaim our sense of connection, but we do need to be mindful of how we use it. The key is to connect deliberately, with people, with ourselves, and with what matters most. If we can do that, the internet doesn't have to feel like a spiritual void. It can become a tool to deepen our connections, not diminish them. If you're ready to break free from the endless scroll and reconnect with what truly matters, subscribe to Spirit Seekers. We explore how to navigate the noise of the digital world with purpose, helping you rediscover genuine connection, both online and off. This is more than just content. It's a conversation about meaning, mindfulness, and intentional living in a hyper-connected age. Don't just watch, join the movement. Hit subscribe and let's redefine connection together.